It's time now for Peter Channel 11 a.m. news report on this Wednesday morning, October 5th, 2016. Good morning and afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins and I here. 11 a.m. news and the top story 11 a.m. hour is Mike Pence's cool-headed performance on Tuesday night's debate stage as Republicans whisper that Indiana governor is not their nominee and hopeful that Pence's powers will rev off on Donald Trump before Sunday's crucial rematch with Hillary Clinton. The National Hurricane Center Miami has issued a prototype storm surge warning for the coast of West Palm Beach, North to Palm Bay, and a prototype storm surge watch from Palm Bay to North Palm coast of Hurricane Matthew. The latest on Matthew in Florida, schools in Volusia, Flagler, and Osceola counties will be closed on Thursday and Friday, and Brevard County, Florida Bears Islands mandatory evacuation start at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. Miami-Dade schools closed Thursday and Friday, and we'll have more of that coming up on the Weather 7 on the Peter Channel 11 a.m. news report. Three scientists, Jean-Pierre Savard, Sergei Fraser-Sutter, and Bernardo Ferenga, won the Nobel Prize for chemistry on Wednesday for the design of the molecular machines. Two police officers were stabbed pointed by a knife wielded man in Brussels in an incident classified as a potential terrorist attack, prosecutors said. Democrat Tim Kaine and Republican Mike Pence waded a bit into the national security weeds on Tuesday night. Sometimes it's a little change of language that give away company ambition, and unveiling Google's no Pixel phones yesterday. CEO Sundar Pichai started at the event not by talking about what users can get from Google, but what they can get. Nigel Farage is back at UK after his leader after Diane James unexpectedly quit the job after 18 years at helm. Speaking to the BBC, Mr. Farage said he would be the UK's Independence Party's interim leader until a fresh election was held to find Mrs. James. Women mourned during the funeral of construction and energy who had died during a stampede after police fired mortar shots at an anti-government protest during an Iraqi at the Thanksgiving festival of the Oromo people in the Nakaka Kebble in Ethiopia. Smoke rises fallen in an Israeli airstrike in the Gaza Strip after a rocket launch from the Palestinian enclave hit the Israeli border town of Sidra, as seen from the Israel side of the border with Gaza. Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi's Iraq addressed the United Nations General Assembly in the Manhattan Borough of New York on Thursday. Miami Category 3 Hurricane Matthew is expected to hit move throughout the lower Bahamas on Wednesday after the Sicilian, Haiti, and Cuba killing at least 7 people. Seoul. Two North Korean officials in Beijing may have defected to a third country according to South Korean media, but Seoul and Tokyo denied the claims. Paris. Fighter jets from Norway, Britain, and France and Spain intercepted 2 Russian blackjack bombers when they flew from Norway to the northern Spain, officials said. Baghdad. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi warned that the Turkey's president could lead to a war after possible power vacuum in Mosul. Harvard University down and all workers go on strike on Wednesday after failing to reach a contract agreement with the school administrators, the Boston Globe reported. For more than a day, the 7-year-old girl tried to wake her parents up. Dutifully, she got dressed in her apartment outside Pittsburgh on Monday morning and went to school keeping the worries to herself. When Tim Kaine and Mike Pence met for the vice presidential debate last night, they were joined by Libertarian William Well, whose ticket doesn't enjoy enough public support to qualify for the event. Could office have avoided shooting Keith Scott. Hoboken, New Jersey. Investigators discovered a second black box from the New Jersey Transit commuter train that crashed last weekend, Hoboken transportation officials said. Boston also successfully performed a double-arm transplant on a former Marine who lost his limbs in an explosion in Afghanistan. Sergeant John Peck is scheduled to speak in the news conference Wednesday at Brigham and Women's Hospital along with the key members of the medical team that performed the surgery. Peck lost his legs and left arm when he stepped on a homemade bomb in May 2010. He later lost the other arm because of an infection and was a coma for 3 months, and it took him 2 years to recover. Samsung, the Korean corporate behemoth that generally reps about 50% of the revenue from Trump smartphones, the face of the shareholder challenge from activist hedge fund Elliott Management, when made from the company's listing of shares in the United States. 8 years after the financial crash, the world was suffered by the hangover on the president proportions gross deficit in the non-financial sector. Has more than doubled in nominal terms since the turn of the century, reaching $152 trillion last year. Ottawa, Canada's trade deficit has narrowed into the lowest level since the start of the year, led by strong exports of consumer goods and metal and non-metallic mineral products. Singer share has admitted she is traumatized by Donald Trump fears that millennials if he gets elected in November. Victor, New York. Constellation brand, the leading beverage and alcohol company, entered a high-end whiskey market with the purchase of a high West Distillery, the official said. New York crude oil prices soared into a record territory over the year in an early Wednesday trading fall in the industry reports of a sizable drop in oil inventory levels. Tehran. Iran is on the way to reach the production goals for the 2020 when they started the operations of the oil fields under a new contract model, the government said. Alright, take a look at the stocks now. Up 111.11 at 18, 279.56, that's 35. Up 9.64, 21.64, 13 at Nasdaq, up 29 at 18 at Dow, that's 318.84. How is a donut like a coffee cup? The answer helped the 3 British-born scientists win the Nobel Prize in Physics on Tuesday. They worked it up, lead to more powerful computers and improved materials for the electronics. Blue Origin, the space company founded by Amazon's Jeff Bezos, plans to flight in West Texas on Wednesday to verify the performance of the tape system and suborbital launcher designed to loft space tourists, the researcher said. A Chinese company is building a space plane that will carry up to 20 tourists, according to the new report from the new scientists. The government-backed China Academy of Launch Vehicle Technology has designed the 2 versions of the one-piece rocket that would. When it comes to science of the climate change, it causes consequences of what can be done to stop it. The liberals and conservatives continuously things very differently, according to a new report from the Pew Research Center. Actor Ben Stiller submitted his case to just one answer to his. And I was Vice President the Genesee Health Department of Michigan initiated last month acknowledging an increase in Shigella. The bacteria can leave an infected person's body and still spread by contaminated and service food or water, a state official said. Botox injections may be slightly better to reduce urine incontinence in some older women that enter similar implanted bladder control device. Seasonal influenza may be thought as a common nuisance, but the disease can be dangerous. Last year, full season, 970,000 people were hospitalized due to illness in the U.S. One something at a time. Righteous really went after Trump's friends that assisted to paying taxes obligation. Now why he did enter Alex Jones territory. Peter Childers, 11:06 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, and it's time now for Sports Report. Tonight, the North Nets volleyball team will take on the Medford Wars. Game time, 6:30 p.m. on the Peter channel. The conventional wisdom might change in 2 decades, sure, but there is no defense for keeping Zach Britton on an elimination game that started to suspect. Before UFC February champion Conor McGregor made him with a bit of a joke, Jeremy Stevens said, I said on it. Peter Childers is 11:07 on this Wednesday morning going into Wednesday afternoon, and it's time now for a travel report. Let's start your MBTA, where the ferries, they are looking good, but Green Line B branch position delays at Boston College Station due to construction activity. 71 S1 L5 space about delays due to traffic and on the commuter rail. Please board Fairmont train 47 to 10 a.m. up at the North Station on the inbound public and South Acton Station. But the commuter rail is looking good. Alright, highways and byways of New England on this. Wednesday morning going on the Wednesday afternoon. Up Merritt Parkway, northbound side, it is lower than 7 stretch. 95 southbound side, back to Steppadon and Greenwich. 84 eastbound side, it is back to one in New Britain. 84 westbound side, back to North Hartford stretch. Central and western Massachusetts highways up. Looking good, and highways of Rhode Island looking good. But down in New Bedford, 195 of the southbound side, it is back up from 18 and Route 140 in New Bedford doing an accident on 195 westbound around Route 140 in New Bedford. So expect some delays. 140 southbound slow before 195. 140 southbound side, a little around Route 6 in New Bedford. 7 Expressway, the northbound side, back from Quincy all the way out to the Zachem Bridge in Boston. 7 Expressway, southbound side, so the Dorchester stretch. Mass Park, eastbound side is backed up from 120 west all the way at the Newton Corner. 120 and the northbound side is backed up from Great Plain Avenue, Needham all the way at Route 9 in Wellesley. Route 120, the southbound side is backed up from Route 3 in Burlington all the way at Route 2A in Lexington. Route 120 the northbound side, slow down. Route 3 in Burlington. Route 3 the southbound side is backed up from Burlington stretch. 495 on the northbound side, slow between 93 and 28 in Lawrence. Every trip out northbound side is a little slow around the Manchester, New Hampshire, just around Route 114A. But highways and byways of Vermont and New Hampshire looking good, except to the border across from Interstate 91 and southbound side in Vermont after the Canadian border. It's a little slow, and main turnpike southbound side, little slow around the Gray interchange around Route 302 and a little slow after the Gray interchange on the southbound northbound side of the main turnpike. Peter Childers is now 11:09 a.m. on this Wednesday morning going to Wednesday afternoon, and it's time now for a weather report. Latest on Matthew. Now, latest on Matthew. Several locations, 21.8 to the north, 175.2 to the west. Best would say with 120 miles an hour. Move it northwest at 12 miles an hour. And powerful Hurricane Matthew headed for the Bahamas have to hit it at Cuba hard. NOAA at Air Force Hurricane Others. Blades significantly penetrate Matthew's eye. Hurricane Warning is expected to northward from Sebastian Inlet to the flag of Bullshit County line. Hurricane Warning of Haiti has been changed to Charleston Warning. The government of the Dominican Republic has instituted Charleston Warning and Charleston watch for the Dominican Republic. Somebody watch the wards that affect the hurricane waters affect by Cuba provinces like Guantanamo, Santiago de Cuba, Holguin, Granma, Las Tunas, and Southeast Bahamas, including the Ingress, Mayagana, Eklund, Quicken Island, Long Cay, and Mackinac. Southern Bahamas, including Long Island, Uzuma, Reuben Cay, San Salvador, and Cat Island, and northwest Bahamas, including the Abaco, San Jose Island, Berry Islands, Bimini, Ilofra, Grand Bahama Island, and New Providence, and north of Golden Beach, the Flagler, Volusia County line, Lake Notovia, hurricane watch in effect for Cuban province of Camagüey, north of Flagler, Volusia County line, Fernando Beach, and Trussell one in effect for Haiti, Turkton, Caicos Islands, Chelsea, to Golden Beach, Florida Keys, and from 7 Mile, Bridge, Eastport, Florida Bay, and interest elsewhere in the Florida Peninsula in the Florida Keys, should monitor the progress of Matthew for storm information specific to area in the United States, including possible inland watches and warnings, and police monitor products issued by a local National Weather Service forecast office for storm information specific to your air after the United States. Police monitor products issued by a National Meteorological Service. At 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, that I am from Hurricane Matthew, located near latitude 21.8 and not longitude 35.2 to the west. Matthew is moving toward the northwest near 12 miles an hour, and this month is expected to continue during the next 24 to 40 hours. In this track, Matthew will be moving across the Bahamas by Thursday, and is expected to be very near the East Coast by Friday by Thursday evening. Max staying within under 120 miles an hour. I guess in Memphis is a Category 3 hurricane on the San Francisco hurricane wind scale. Some strength winds forecast during the next couple of days. And Memphis is expected to remain in Category 3 of stronger while it moves throughout the Bahamas and then it touches the east coast of Florida. And hurricane force winds extend out to 45 miles from the center. Charleston force winds extend out at 175 miles, and the cover wind gusts 155 miles an hour was reported. Route Cuba and less than the time Matthew passed nearby. The minimum set pressure reported by Hurricane Under plains was 962 millibars, a train with 41 inches. When hurricane conditions gradually diminish over the ports of the eastern Cuba today, these conditions will continue over the southeast Bahamas and will spread over the central Bahamas later today in the northwest Bahamas tonight. Hurricane conditions are expected to first reach the hurricane border area reported by late Thursday to spread north for the first night and Friday, and tropical conditions are first expected to reported by early Thursday. Rainfall. Math is expected to produce total rainfall. Amounted in falling areas 780 and southwestern Dominican Republic 1525 inches, isolated 40 inches. Eastern Cuba and northwest 8 to 12 inches, isolated 20 inches. Eastern Jamaica, it is 1 to 2 inches, isolated totals 12 inches, and Bahamas 8 to 12 inches, isolated 15 inches. Turks and Caicos Islands 2 to 5 inches, isolated 8 inches, northeastern Haiti and the northern Dominican Republic 1 to 3 inches, and isolated 5 inches. Coastal East Central Florida 4 to 7 inches, isolated 10 inches. Florida Keys 1 to 3 inches, isolated 5 inches. Light threaded flash floods and mudslides are unlikely in the southern and northwest Haiti, the southwest of the Dominican Republic, and eastern Cuba. Storm surge. The combination of a dangerous storm surge and large and destructive waves could raise water levels by as much as they fall on the mats above normal tide levels. Northern coast of the Cuba, eastern Camagüey 4 to 6 feet, and Bahamas 10 to 15 feet. The water could reach the fault heights about the ground. The peak surge occurs at the time of high tide. In North Palm Beach, to the fog will close the county line 3 to 5 feet. Surge related flooding depends on the relative time of the surges and the total circle. It can vary greatly over the stretch. This is a large wave journey by Matthew will cause water rises to occur. Well, in the event of a well away from the track of the center, the combination of the dangerous storm surge and the tide will cause. Normally, dry areas in the near coast to be flooded by reservoirs moving inland from the shoreline. There will be a danger of life threatening inundation during the next 36 hours along the Florida East Coast from the North Palm Beach to the Flagler-Bullshit County line. There is a possibility of life-threatening inundation during the next 48 hours from the north of the Flagler-Bullshit County line to the Fernando Beach. For the picture is a risk. Please see the Port National Weather Service Storm Surge Watch warning graphic from information specific to your area. Please see products issued by local National Weather Service Forecast Office and important Storm Surge Watch. Warning graphic is a picture of the area that would qualify inclusion of Storm Surge Watch of warning currently in development by the National Weather Service and planned for operation used in 2017. Surface wells generated by Matthew Will. It continued to affect portion of the coast of Esma and Cuba and harbors during the next few days. It will spread northward along the east coast of Florida and the southeast U.S. coast tonight and Thursday. These wells likely to cause light rain and surface whip current conditions. Please focus on products by your local web office. And now a hurricane warning. until further notice. Hurricane warning is main affected. Location affected: West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Juno Beach, Jupiter. Wind latest local forecast: Category 1 first hurricane force wind. Peak wind forecast 65 miles an hour, gusts of 110 miles an hour. Window for tropical storm. Force winds Thursday morning until Friday evening. Window for hurricane force winds Thursday evening until Friday afternoon. Current threat to life and property extreme. The wind threat is increased from the previous assessment. Emergency plan should be include a reasonable threat for a major hurricane force wind greater than 110 miles an hour, equivalent category 3 and sets higher. To be safe, aggressively prepare for the potential devastating catastrophic wind impacts. Remaining efforts to secure properties should not be brought to completion, and extremely dangerous in life and threatening the wind as possible. Fair adequate shelter may result in serious injury, loss of life, and immense human suffering. Move to safe shelter before the wind becomes hazardous. Potential impacts devastating and catastrophic. Structural damage to study rooms, some with complete roof and wall fails. Complete destruction of mobile homes, damage greatly extended by a large airborne projectiles. Location may be uninhabitable for weeks or months. Numerous large trees rooted along with fences and railway signs blown over. Many roads impossible from large debris, wind and more wind and urban and heavily wooded places. Many bridges, causeways, and access routes impossible. Widespread power communication are. There's many windows to be shuttered by flying debris, particularly in high-rise buildings. And storm surge. Latest local forecast: light threat and storm surge possible. Peak storm surge in the day to the potential 2 to 4 feet above ground, some wind and surge port areas. Wind concern Thursday morning and earlier Friday. Current threat to life and property moderate. That storm surge threat remain nearly from the steady from the previous assessment. Emergency plan should be include reasonable threat for dangerous storm surge funded by greater than 3 feet above ground. To be safe, earnestly prepare for the potential of significant storm surge funding and impacts. Evacuation of it should now be brought to completion. Evacuations must be complete before driving conditions become unsafe. Life threatening and dehydration is possible. Fail to heat. Evacuation order may result in serious injury, loss of life. Leave evacuation orders are given for your area. Consider voluntary evacuation are recommended. Poor decision made needlessly. Put your lives in jeopardy. Potential impacts significant areas of the nation with storm surge flooding extended by waves damage to several buildings, many near the coast. Sections of the escape routes and secondary roads become weakened and washed out, especially at usually vulnerable low spots. A major beach erosion with heavy surf breaching. Huge struggle and numerous rip currents that moderate damage to marinas, docks, boardwalks, appears several small craft working away from boards, especially at protected acreages. Flood rain, latest local forecast, peak rainfall amounts are additional for 8 inches with locally higher amounts. Current threat to life and property moderate. That flood rain threat has increased by the previous assessment. Emergency plan should be included a reasonable threat for the moderate flooded where the peak rainfall totals nearly exceed amounts conducted for a flash flood and rapid deterioration. Rescue and emergency evacuation if possible. To be safe, earnestly prepare for the potential significant flooding and rain impacts and dangerous flooding as possible. Failure to take action made. Result in serious injury, loss of life, and flood-related watches more than they should heed recommended actions. Potential back, significant moderate rainfall for the Bay Parks. Several evacuation rescues. Rivers and tributaries may quickly become swelled with swifter currents and overspill their banks in a few places, especially in unusually vulnerable spots. Small streams, creeks, canals, and ditches overflow. Floodwaters can enter some strictures, weakened foundations. Several places may experience expenditures of rapid inundation and passes of low-lying spots and hard drainage areas. Some streets and parking lots take out moving water. As storm drains and retention ponds overflow, driving conditions become hazardous. Some road and bridge closure may be needed. Tornado latest local forecast situation somewhere favorable for tornadoes. Current threat to life and property elevated. The tornado threat has remained nearly steady from the previous assessment. When employment and emergency plans include reasonable threat isolated tornadoes, to be safe, prepare for the potential of limited tornado impacts. List of tornado watches and wardens. Be ready to shelter quickly if tornado approaches. Potential impacts limited the occurrence of isolated tornadoes considered the execution of emergency plans during terminal events. A few places may experience tornado damage along with the power. Communication disruption. The location could realize roofs. Peel off buildings, chimneys, toppled mobile homes, pushed off foundations, overturned large tree tops and branches snapped off, shower trees knocked over, moving vehicles blown off roads, and small boats pulled from moorings. So, if you are in Florida, take caution. If you're in Brevard, Dulce, or Flagler counties, what to do now? Check your evacuation zone, prepare for hurricane winds, and patterns likely. Charge phones, batteries, and coolers. For the Orlando metro area, hurricane winds will be possible, and be ready in case power goes out. And trim trees, bring in patio furniture. And Marion, Sumter, Lake, and Polk County, prepare for tropical storm winds and bring in patio furniture in and trim loose and large tree limbs. And take a look at a few models here. Alright. Looking at the GFS model, it shows Matthew moving up the Florida coast and the Georgia and South Carolina coast and making a turn towards Bahamas and South Florida coast and bringing it out to sea. European model makes a turnaround and then out to sea. And the Canadian model will take it out to sea after it goes up the southeastern coast. Navy model has it up the Florida and Georgia, South Carolina coast before it makes a turnaround. And look at models, and it shows a lot of models agree that's going to go up the Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina coast. Going to go, some go out to sea, some make a turnaround and head towards Florida, Bahamas. But the good news is, here in New England, we won't be affected by Matthew. But 4 days ahead, so keep posted. But I'm confident that Matthew is going to completely miss us. Alright? 7-day forecast goes like this. For today, most of the got about 63 degrees. Northeast throughout 7 miles an hour for tonight. Patch back after midnight. Otherwise, most places got about 42 degrees. Light variable wind. Thursday, patch back for 9 a.m. west. Saturday, got about 72 degrees. Calm wind for Thursday night. Most places got about 45 degrees. Calm wind for Friday. Saturday, got about 74 degrees. Calm wind. Friday night, patch back up to 3 a.m. west. Most places got about 48 degrees. Saturday, check the showers after 11 a.m. Patch back before 9 a.m. west. Patch got about 70 degrees. Chest patient 40%. Saturday night, check the showers. Most places got about 52 degrees. Chest patient 50%. Sunday, check the showers. Patch got about 62 degrees. Chest patients 40%. Sunday night, podcast go about 44 degrees. Climate safe. Sunday, most places go about 61, about 45 degrees. And for Tuesday, Saturday, got about 65 degrees. Currently, not here, it is clear to podcast skies, and we have a temperature of 63 degrees with a humidity of 69%. That is going to be it for the Peter Channel 11 a.m. news report on this October 5th, 2016 on a Wednesday. I'm Peter. Good afternoon, goodbye. Thank you all. See you at 3 o'clock for a 3 o'clock report. Good afternoon.